a smart calculator that can take voice input. In previous tutorial, we saw how to create a basic calculator using JavaScript. By the way, the links to the code and the tutorial for this basic calculator will be mentioned in the description box below. In this tutorial, the basic calculator has been enhanced to accept voice input. You will learn speech recognition in JavaScript. You will learn how to create this bubble effect in CSS. Also, you will learn how to create a tooltip. Let me demonstrate. When I say 2 plus 3, it recognizes a voice and prints the output. Let's try again. Now I say 9 minus 4. It prints the output. Well, similar to my previous tutorial, here I use brackets as a code editor and live preview option to see the output as we code. Let's start with grouping the history and output section of the calculator. I put them under a div container with output text as the ID. Now I specify a separate section called output microphone for the microphone icon and the tooltip. Now let's style them. Let's go to CSS file and first I'll make visible hidden for the tooltip. We'll come back for it later. For now, let's style the output text and microphone so they would appear next to each other. I specify width, height and float for both. Now for the mic, I give background image. Not visible because the file size is bigger. So let's give the background width so the image covers the dimension that we have specified. Let's make it round by specifying the border radius as 50%. Also, give this a basic margin. I give the margin top separately so it would appear in the center. Now for the bubble effect. For animation, we use @keyframes followed by the animation name. At starting, I want the image to shrink a little bit, and at 70%, the border radius will grow to 10 pixels of the same color with opacity 0.4, and on full, the border radius is 0. Let's specify the animation to the microphone. First, the animation name, the time for each round of animation and infinite to repeat itself. There's the bubble effect. The side grows at 10 pixels at 70% and shrinks back at 100%. Now I'll put this animation attribute under another class called record. We'll come back to it later. Now for the tooltip for the smart calculator describing the steps. Let's give the width and font size. As you can see, the font size is reduced. Let's give the position as absolute. Now it goes to the top left corner. Let's give the background color, font color and some padding. Let's bring it down by specifying top property and bring it to the left using transform property. Also give a border radius for the curved edges. Let's change the top property until we get the desired position. Now for the little triangle that points towards the microphone. Let's use before selector. This would basically add content before the element. Let's give position absolute and a border width. Now if I specify border style as solid, it would be visible. Well, there you have it, the small box at the starting of the tooltip. Now let's give the background color. Now this changes the square to triangle. For demonstrating it, I'll give the color as black and a bigger border width. There's a triangle. Let's open up the console. Go down to the triangle element. Below in the property, you can see the order is top, right, bottom and left. So if I specify right as black color and the rest as transparent, the arrow points towards the left, the opposite side. Now let's specify the bottom as black. Now the arrow points upwards. You get it. Alright, let's change it back. Now let's give the margin left as 10 pixel so the arrow goes past the padding and towards the mic. Now let's change the color and the border width. There you have it, the little triangle. Great. Now the tooltip is initially not visible. So let's mention that. It is made visible when we hover over the mic. Alright, perfect. Now for the speech recognition. Let's get the microphone using getElementById. When I click on the microphone, the recording must start. So let's specify onClick property. For recording, we use the speech recognition interface of the Web Speech API. We use a new speech recognition object instance using the speech recognition constructor. Start method will start the speech recognition service listening to the incoming audio. OnResult event handler will be fired when the speech recognition service returns a result, as in it fires when the user stops speaking. Let's get the transcript of the speech recognition and print it in the console. Now I say hello world. Let's open the console to see if it has printed it. Oops, it throws an error. Well, let's see. Alright, let's first set the language for the speech recognition as EN_US. Also, it's results, not result for the transcript. Let's check now. Now I say 2 plus 3. Yes, it works. Again, now I'll say hello world. It prints hello world. Perfect. Now, the smart calculator records our voice. Now let's use this to manipulate the basic operations of the calculator. First, I set the voice input to the output text, and after 2 seconds, we'll override this with the output text with the result. So, I use evaluate function here. This function will be executed after 2000 milliseconds or 2 seconds. Under evaluate function, we need to evaluate the voice input before we print the result. It's simple. We'll put our evaluate function under a try-catch block. If it works, it will print the result. If it doesn't, it comes to the catch block where the output is set to empty and the exception is printed into the console. Let's test this. I say 2 plus 3. It waits for 2 seconds and prints the result. Okay, now for the bubbling effect. If you remember, I gave the animation property under record class. So at the start, I will add the record class to our microphone, and at the end, I'll remove it. So once it's over, the bubble effect will stop. Let's see. Now I say 5 plus 3. The bubble effect starts and ends through the speech recognition process. Now, if I say 5 multiply 3, it prints it as a text. So it goes to our catch block and prints nothing. To fix this, I create an object with operation name and the operator accordingly. Now I'll loop through the object and replace all the property name, that is the operator name, with the property value, that is the operator itself. Now I say 5 multiply 3. It replaces it with the operator and prints the result. Let's try 7 remainder 4. It works. Again, 8 divide 2. Alright, everything works fine. There's Smart Calculator with voice input. Now using this speech recognition, you can develop more complex algorithm as you wish to make it more convenient for the user. But that concludes our Smart